Excuse me, I stifled a yawn and then I almost choked and died. I'm gonna
The
start that
viewers
off.
have been waiting for that. The viewers have been waiting for you to admit your yawn stifling. You got busted so bad now. You can't deny it anymore.
Actually, over the holidays, I told my family that I think I have a yawning problem, and everyone's like, "What?" I said, "Just watch like one Bookends YouTube video, you'll get it."
I just think I bore you that much.
I don't know. Was it in a video? One time I told Jessica I think that I have a yawning problem. She's like, maybe you need to, maybe you need to learn how to breathe better.
Problem.
That was the strangest insult I've ever received. It might not have been meant as an insult, but I took it as one. I'm not gonna.
My apologies. Right now, there's a brand new viewer who is going, somebody
No,
told me
we
to
are
watch
cropping
this.
all of this out.
No,
We
we're
cannot
gonna leave it,
start a
Madison.
video
Leave it.
this way.
Leave it.
We cannot start a video this
We
way.
absolutely are starting a video this way.
I'm
Okay,
starting over. Welcome back to the Bookends YouTube channel. I'm James McGowan.
I'm Jessica Faust, and I'm sorry we're repeating this in this video.
We just had a bit of an episode, but we're starting over. So welcome back to the channel. We are literary agents who have taken our popular blog to YouTube to discuss all things publishing. And today we're talking about the surprising advice we give in offer calls.
Yeah.
So if you're new here or you're new to publishing or you're just not sure what an offer call is, that's when an agent you've queried an agent, they've requested it, they've read your book, they loved it, and now you're on the call with that agent talking about your book, your career, and possible representation from that agent. So that's called an offer call or an offer of representation call. So you might expect that agents would be like, sign with me, don't go to anybody else. But
and some of them will. Some of them will
will
say, you have to give me an answer in 24 hours, or they'll pressure you. Some will just try to put pressure on.
Yeah. So what is industry standards for you to take control in this situation? For you to then alert all of the other agents who have your work, give them a deadline. It's usually about 2 weeks. We always say give them like 11, 12 days and give yourself 2 days to just make that decision. But you will tell them that you've received an offer to please take a look at your work and let you know if they're interested. And then you will have all of your calls and make your decision. That is standard. That is what every agent should be allotting you. No agent should be afraid of a little friendly competition. So you might be surprised then when Jessica and I get on the calls and say, do that. It seems counterintuitive to our interests, but we want to explain a little bit about why it's not.
I'm not going to lie. It feels counterintuitive every time.
Oh, every time.
But I do it when the author asks what they should do next. And I say these words of, well, I would encourage you to take your time and contact the other agents who you're interested in working with, and, setting a deadline for when you want answers by. And every time I get a little bit sick to my stomach.
Yeah. Well, we of course want every author we're offering representation on to sign, right? We work for free until we get paid. So until you get paid rather. So we're only offering on things that we believe in and we're excited about. Yeah. So when we get on that call, we've already put in the work of reading the book, of developing a vision, of getting on the call. We've psyched ourselves up.
Sometimes we've made sub lists. Sometimes we've even worked out pitches in our head. We've asked our colleagues to read it. We've talked about it. I mean, we are all in by the time that call.
Yeah, there's a lot of hours of work that go into it. So we, of course, want you to say yes to our offer of representation. But an agent is at the very top of our list. We're author advocates, and we want you to find what's best for you. Yeah. The only way that you can do that is by having the call with us, but then by having the call with the other agents that might be interested in your work.
Even this conversation right now is making me sick to my stomach.
Right. Steel yourself, Jessica. So what we always say is to take that time, take those 2 weeks or whatever it is. If an author is not sure how to do it, we usually will tell them how and give them some guidance on what to do next. We're really just working against ourselves, but it's for the better good.
We're really starting to question things as we're talking about.
For the better good. We think that it is in your best interest for you to speak to as many agents who are interested in you and your work. The best thing that you can do or be is informed, especially when it comes to publishing, an industry that is so personal and relationship based. It is crucial for you to have all of the information about the people that want to work on your book. the only way that you can be confident in your decision of who you choose to represent you is if you're as educated as possible and who wants to represent you.
Yeah. And also those conversations with multiple agents will likely actually make you think of things that you didn't think of when you talked to the first agent or even the
Yeah.
second agent. And it may help you develop your own vision for what you want out of the agent relationship and what you want for your career. And one of the things I know both of us also encourage is we're happy to get on a second call. So just because one agent said something doesn't mean the prior agents don't want to do the same thing. So then it's worthwhile to cull your list based on those conversations. And if you're still unsure or deciding between two or three, you can get back on a call with each of them and sort of do a second round until you feel comfortable. The important thing is you're making the hire and
Yeah.
you want to work with somebody. So you want to trust this person, feel like you have the same vision with them, feel comfortable with them. I think that's actually probably the first thing. And feel confident in the work they're going to be doing, as confident as they are in you since they made the call.
Well, I'll also say too, you can have the most detailed list of questions that you're going to ask. Every single offer call is going to go in a different direction. It's going
Yeah.
to be like a completely different call. The way you connect with people naturally is different from person to person. Answers might start side conversations and digressions and different things that you hadn't thought about. And that's what Jessica's saying, where you can ask me all the same questions. My answers might satisfy you, but you can ask Jessica all the same questions and her answers might inspire you to ask
Yeah.
something else or talk about this or talk about that. So conversations will always go differently. And after you've had that first round, a second round of phone calls can always be helpful because you're a little more grounded and cemented in what you need to know from each individual agent.
Yeah. No, totally. And you don't have to have the second call. If you just feel really good about
Yeah.
those calls and you're like, I know exactly which person is the fit, then go for it.
In most cases, I feel like I only do have one call.
Yeah, I think so
In
too.
most cases, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also important to hear from them their different vision for the book itself and their different opinions about where your career can go from here. And that is something that's very rarely standard, right? Like there's always an agent who has something different about a book. Um, and it's helpful to know that because that's the
Yeah.
work that you have to do. You have to jive with that. It has to make sense for you because if this agent is perfect, but their vision for your book is just not where you want to go, they're not the right agent for you.
No. And it also doesn't work out for us.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out for us to pressure you to sign if we do have a different vision, because then that relationship is just going to be tumultuous and nobody wants that.
Yeah, you're off to a bad start already.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
I also think that the hidden benefit of speaking to other agents is you are, and you mentioned this in one of our previous videos, but you're making connections that are inevitably helpful to you.
Yeah.
So it's not uncommon for an author to be back in the querying trenches at some point, or to, go to a conference or to do anything that might involve another agent somewhere.
Yeah.
It is helpful to have those connections to make a good impression on someone and vice versa, and to know who is out there doing what for your own career. It's good to keep your options open, really.
Yeah. Many authors and agents have relationships with each other and they've never actually worked together.
Yeah.
And so making those connections is just a great start because you're entering the business world of publishing, and the more connections you can make, it has to start somewhere.
Yeah. So there's that whole like, if it's meant to be, it'll come back, right? Like if it's the right fit for both of us, then you'll inevitably sign with us, right? Like you'll make that decision. So it's our job really after we've had that call is to just kind of trust that we did the best that we could, that you connected with us in the way we hoped you would, and that you do want to work with us. But if you come back and you accept that offer of representation, we'll both feel confident that you really do want to work with the agent that you chose,
Yeah.
which
And
I think is the best feeling.
we believe our number one role is to be an advocate for the author, and it starts here.
Yeah. There's nothing better than when there's multiple reps and the
Yeah.
person comes back to you because it's like, hell yeah.
Yeah, because we like to win.
Of course you like to win. So I know it's counterintuitive, but really it's in your best interest and our best interest. It just doesn't feel that way when we're doing it is the problem.
Yeah, it doesn't. It just feels a little scary.
yeah, it does. It's requiring us to be confident, which is
Mhm.
not easy for everyone to do.
Mhm.
But I do want to say, if there's an agent who is not comfortable with you doing that, it is a red flag. An
Yeah,
agent
I think
should be
so.
giving you the space to speak to other agents, to test the waters and sort of make an informed decision on your timeline. So
Yes.
when you receive an offer of rep, you're in the driver's seat, you set the rules and the timeline.
Yeah, and if you set a 2-week timeline and you're feeling really torn and need more time, you have the right to do that. You
Yes,
have the right to do whatever it is you need to do to hire the person that is the best fit for you.
I agree. The right agent will wait.
Yep, exactly.
So we hope this was helpful. If you're in the middle of this, congratulations. Don't forget to check out our other videos on handling an offer of representation. If not, now you know, and we'll see you back here next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye. You can
Welcome
cut
back to
out
the
this
book.
part because we already did
Doing
this.
that every time I try to start.